A Light in the Dark commissioned 4 artists, a storyteller, songwriter, a visual artist and a clog dancer, to look at interpreting some of the stories and some of the history and heritage of the Killip site. We're here for the next 2 days carrying out some research and development together as they kind of get their creative juices flowing as a new team working for the first time together, and as well kind of starting to get to know this amazing remote part of Upper Weardale. And then over the course of the next few months, those artists will be working with community groups, schools, and starting to bring those different strands of performance and artwork to life. The young people have been down the mine, learnt a lot about the ways of life of people in the past, and we've translated that into 2 original pieces of music. One an instrumental called The Hollow Hills, about the extraction of the lead ore called galena and how that was the driving force of the area. And then another piece, which is a lyrical song, basically about something that we personified. We found the old pit wheel, which is ginormous. It's about 18 metres in diameter, I think. And we were just fascinated about how that was the engine, essentially, of the mine. So we personified that and made that into a tribute to the people who worked there, lived there, and some, unfortunately, who died there. So it's our way of musically commemorating and celebrating a former industry that played such a huge part in our area.
When I worked with the children, I got them to make up their own stories. So they created stories both from the mine and from the landscape around the mine.
So as a clog dancer, I've kind of known a little bit about the background of why clog dancing is a thing, because a lot of people would have worn clogs day to day, which is hard for us to imagine now, but it was really interesting today. We went down into the mine here at Killip and learned all about kind of what it was like down there, and actually people were wearing clogs, which is kind of hard to believe. It's really nice to be part of a project that's so rooted in that community and history. And it's always really fun to do that with young people because they'll come up with stuff that you would never really imagine.
The title of the project is A Light in the Dark, which kind of prompted my thought process for creating lanterns. And also thinking about how dark it was down in the mines, and they would be bringing their lanterns with them to give them light as they worked. That was kind of part of my thought process as well.
The children created their own individual lanterns and then also worked in pairs creating bigger structures using the crystals and the spar boxes as inspiration, and also some of them used their stories and poems to inform the designs that they created. I think they really enjoyed it. They really liked the hands-on creative making days. Most of them were really inspired by the crystals and the spar boxes. They really liked the idea of recreating sort of sculptural ideas in the lantern making process.
One of the great things about making music is that you can make it your own. So you might have a story that is historical, it might not be about you, you might not have experienced it, but by learning through people who obviously know what they're talking about, translating that and putting our own spin on things, I think we've successfully created 2 pieces of great music, so I'm really pleased.
The power of the story, particularly the traditional story, is it takes you into a parallel universe. So you step out of this particular physical place and you step into an imaginary place.
Yeah, they've been quite creative with it actually. We used the clogs to make a soundscape, so to imagine all the different sounds that you might experience and hear as a miner working. They love them. Yeah, they love making the sounds, they like making a noise.
The children have been brilliant, they've remembered everything really well, and they seem really excited about the whole project, and it feels like they're really owning their steps and having loads of fun with it.
I guess kind of highlighting that this is somewhere that inherently has stories embedded within it and kind of act as a catalyst for wonderful new kind of acts of creativity as well.